Hi, Bedford Nazarene family. Pastor Vince here. I just want to give you an announcement. I want to start with this, a passage of scripture from Psalm 46. You're very familiar with it. It reminds us that God is our refuge and our strength and ever-present help in times of trouble. Therefore, we will not fear. Of course, we are living in unprecedented days. Days in which this virus, we hear all over the news and all kinds of things that we just are adjusting all the time, and we're having to make some adjustments. But in that same passage of scripture, it goes on to say where God tells us to be still and to know that He is God. So our trust, of course, is in Him. One of my favorite Christian writers, I read his blog every once in a while, and he happened to post one today, and I thought I'd read a little bit of it. It goes like this. It says, in our current crisis, God's specific will changes. God calls each person, each family, each community, and each political structure to unique responses of love. These specific calls are particular to what each creature can do in each situation. God calls us all to act in loving ways in light of what's possible. For most, social distancing can be a significant form of love. Sharing provisions, he says, including toilet paper, can be considered an action of love. Cooperating with health officials can be a powerful expression of love. And taking responsible precautions, he goes on and says, can be an act of love, and other things like this. We are always being called to love. Our present crisis presents new challenges in discovering what love now requires. I commit to doing my best, he says, to discern and then respond to God's calls of love. He says, I hope you join me, and God does too. Well, of course we want to join in the efforts to love. We talk all the time at church that we are called to love the Lord our God with all our heart, with all our soul, with all our mind, and with all our strength, and to love each other as we love ourselves. And of course we talk about love God, love one another, and serve the world near and far. And that's what we intend to do. What I want to communicate to you is we've been in communication with our church board because we of course have received communication from our governmental officials and also from our denominational officials that we need to honor the efforts to reduce the potential of the spread of this virus. And they're asking us to cancel our services for any gatherings that are 10 or more. And so therefore, of course, we're going to have to cancel our services. And that's the announcement I am making, that as of now, we will not have our Wednesday evening nor our Sunday morning service gatherings. So we're going to find unique ways. So one of those unique ways to communicate is going to be this means of electronics. And I want to let you know also that, oh, by the way, we're going to not have services until April 5th, Sunday, April 5th. That happens to be when Chad Seabright is scheduled to come for our revival services, and we really hope that everything will be A-OK and we'll be able to move forward with our gathering on our revival services April 5th. So remain connected and stay posted in that regard. I do want to let you know that our church board is going to gather together and meet, some of our staff and church board, and we're going to discuss creative ways in which we can minister and connect with one another during these trying times. And one of the ways that in our electronical communications that we've been doing throughout the day today, one of the things that came up is the idea of why not be like the early church and have small meetings in homes. You see, we have several homes that we might be able to meet in, that we could meet 6, 8, or 10 people and have ministry one to another, and maybe watch a passage of scripture from one of our pastors. And so If you are willing to open your home and have 6, 8, 10 people come and gather at your home, would you private message me and let me know if you are willing to do that? Our board is going to meet tomorrow evening at 7:30, and we're simply going to banter ways in which we can stay connected, that we can minister to our community and our church families, and so just be in prayer for that. Ultimately, just remember that we trust in the Lord at all times, lean not on our own understanding, in all our ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct our paths. Everything's going to be fine. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. God bless.